Good boy. What a good boy. I know my job. No, he did that on, he had like a knowing. Oh, oh. He's like, this is my spot. I pretend to go to the bathroom in this spot. And it's probably like, you get on there and you're putting pressure on his kidneys. No, no, no. He's probably just feeling, a pressure that, yep. Right. Oh, we're finally gonna. Oh, maybe no, maybe yep. You see him look back at you? He's like, "You kidding me?" There you go. But as soon as he's giving you what you want, you got to give back, so he knows that he got the right answer. Good, give back because that was his hard spot there. And if you wanted to challenge yourself, go ahead and go do what I call a teardrop. Do a teardrop, go around this barrel, but then head the other way. So change your direction around this barrel. So, yep. So try to master that slow jog up that hill and then see if you can actually challenge yourself to do the downhill. There you go. And just make sure when you give back, you don't give back like you're asking for faster. Sometimes if you give back and you put your hands more up on the mane, you're actually asking him to go faster. So you want to just give back by lowering your hands. Good. There, good. Yep. Sure. Than trying to manage a faster trot than you're asking. Good. And then if you can lower your hands, you'll be less active. There you go. And even when you take them back, it's not so much raise them, it's more like bring them to your waistband because you still have a little bit of a high hand. And in this particular day, you're riding a little bit with them up, even when you're trying to say you're doing a good job.
I know.
So we want to make sure that when we give back, when he's trotting the speed that you want and you're going to give back, yeah, give back, but what's happening is you're kind of giving back in a high position.
Okay.
So you're giving like a jockey would do. You're
Right.
giving the let's go. So we want to make sure, yeah, just gently, like kind of lower your hands, like as if you were going to like rub the back of your hands on your thighs, you know.
Yeah, I haven't ridden in a while, so
Yeah.
My apprehension is showing.
Yeah, he's fine. He's being fine. Just a matter of you have to be the leader that always shows up, and then he'll always be the horse that shows up. There you go. Get back and relaxed. There. There you go. It's okay. At the next block, sit and walk. I want him to believe that by sitting, you ask for the walk. Good. It's okay. No. Good boy. So the other thing that's starting to happen with him, and is sometimes a reaction to kind of high grippy hands, is he's starting to kind of put his nose out. So what did you teach him? How did you teach him to put his nose down? Because I can teach him an actual cue that will help him know to. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. So now, anytime that they're more fire in their feet than you want, the best thing to do is you can just pull them off the rail and serpentine through all of this. Just say, you know what, you want to go? And then actually try to ask him to go at the speed he's thinking he has to go. That's plastic. It's almost like from mica. Plastic, though. Uh-huh. Right, yeah. So then do the drain of energy when he does do what you want. So that way he can feel it in your body that he's got the right answer. Go ahead and change directions. Yep. Good. Now your body told him every bit of that. So what I might have you do is I might have you twist him into an emergency stop just to say, I said we're not trotting right now. So that way he can kind of, because otherwise you're just going to have this little wrestling game. So next time he trots when you didn't ask him for it, I want you to, in a kind of an abrupt emergency stop, like just pull him right around to your toe till he stops. Good. Let him out. Every time he trots and you didn't ask him for it, I really want to see you like bring him to a stop. So that way you can tell him like, hey, we'll do this when I ask you for it. Like right now? Yep. Good. Let him out. So basically it's kind of like tapping your brakes, but you're gonna tap your brakes hard. Because he's kind of like ignoring the other. Whoops. I didn't. Wasn't the last one. Okay. Good. Like basically, the message you're trying to get across is it's not going to be worth it for you to keep trotting. We're going to keep doing this. Good. And another trick could be is as you feel him quicken his walk, change directions. That can stop you from having to wait for the trot.
Okay.
So, because he was nice, then he quickened, and then he picked up the trot. So, if you can change directions at that quickened walk, like right there you go, change directions, and then just make it all about change directions. It's all right, he's got to know where his feet are. Okay, so your hands are way over all over the place. Try to keep them down in your lap. Yep. If you need to, just use both of these and just keep figurating. You can figure eight these two or those two just until he decides he doesn't really want to. Keep your other hand down. There you go. So we have enough barrels out there that if you want, try to give him the responsibility of just walking on the rail. If he chooses not to just walk on the rail, get back into figuring eight. You have plenty of these to do that with. And there's another like psychological thing that you can do is you can actually say, fine, you want to trot, let's trot, but we're going to trot faster. And then like kind of make him trot quickly through those. And as soon as he sighs, then you could say, oh, you would like to walk, let's try walking then. And then you can go back on the rail. Sometimes if you say, if you want to trot, fine, but we're going to trot as fast as I want to trot. They'll say, oh, you know what, never mind. I didn't really want to do that. Yeah, in fact, I can even put the mounting block as a block. There. So there's your submission there. So now, no. Good. Now see how just kick back, going for a trail ride, you can make him think. Good. Yep, put your hands down. So sometimes by giving them more to do, they go, you know what? It wasn't really worth having all that energy. Yeah. And then when they ask that, you say, yeah, well, that's all I wanted anyway. Let's go do that. So now I'm going to kind of blow it, and I'm going to tell you to trot again, and then we'll get him back in that frame of mind so you can manage it again. So go ahead and trot him down this hill where we know he's going to say, I do that really fast. He's like, hands down, and now ask for the walk. And now we're going to stick with the walk. There you go. On your call, nope. Keep trotting, keep trotting. Ask for the walk. Relax a little bit with your hands. So the only thing, yes, I was going to say, because he was doing exactly what you wanted, but your body still said, so let's try to take some of, like, if you think somebody standing next to you like this is going to make you nervous, let's try to find a way to, like, what would you tell that person? Like, relax, right? So maybe just try to let the air out of your shoulders, which then will let the tension out of your hands a little bit.
Yes, and I know that this works because when we're out,
Right.
he checks in with me, and as long as I stay, he stays.
Right, right.
He doesn't swoop at those little things he used to. He's a true
Right, right. Because he's not being bad.
No, not at all.
So he's being quicker and he's making assumptions, but he's not being bad and it's not unmanageable.
No.
So in a way, you're riding like you're expecting that thoroughbred to sprint.
I know.
Okay, so
you know why? I'm expecting them to spook over there by those woods.
Why?
Because he used to do it.
But he hasn't done it ever in front of me,
I
so.
I know, Kirsten. It's not him. It's me.
Okay. Well, you can actually help ask him for it if you keep asking for it down there. So just.
Right, like we're good.
He's
fine.
Yeah, he's perfectly fine. He's not.
He stands over here with cookies.
Right, he sleeps right there. Okay, the next block, ask for the. No, it didn't look like it. Go halfway down the hill, turn back over to the fence. Now, go around the mounting block and head back down the hill. Go around that purple pole. Go around this purple block. You want to interrupt the pattern that's right there too. In fact, change directions. Mm-hmm. At this first purple block, if he doesn't do it on his own, ask for the trot. Hands down. Like, this is my bathroom. I don't really have to go to the bathroom. Right, right. Circle that barrel. He was considering trotting again right there. Yep. So like right now he's considering trotting. Good. There you go. Good. Now you interrupted it. Good. No. So what are his tells? Have you found out what his tells are that he's about to pick up the trot, even if he hasn't done anything else in his body? He has one tell.
Yep, the head goes down.
It goes up.
Goes up?
Mm-hmm. He does kind of a slow elevate, like an escalator thing with his head. Higher. Mm-mm. He's like, this just looks like a good place to sit. Okay, so now he's got trot on the mind again. Yep, there you go. So and he does it more like in a escalator. It's like his ears start pointing back to you, but not literally. Like if his ears are in that position, yeah, they come pointing back to you. But he's bringing his pole back to you. That's how he tells you he's thinking about it. So you can interrupt the thought in advance, right? Yeah, I mean he's semi dropping. He's not actually dropping, but he's not. He's back in now, but there you go. I saw you correct your hands. Now that you've caught yourself, now you'll be more aware. Because your hands really are kind of loud today and really need to find that in my lap quiet. And even when you need to do something, it's still kind of done all in your lap. It's done with your body and you know. No. He's like, stop. I'm really going to pretend to go. Like, I really think I want to. I'm just pretending. Yeah, and it could be nerves. I had a horse that anytime he got worried, that was what he did when he was unconfident. Yeah. So now watch what he does with his head and see if you can interrupt it in advance. And interrupt it by just changing. You can change what he does with his feet. It's like if all of a sudden he starts to elevate his head up, you can say, you know what? I think I want to go around this barrel, or I think I want to go around this block. I didn't really feel. There you go. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Right. Now he's convinced he's going to get up on his toes this time. No, he changed his mind. Yeah. Mm-mm. So this time, try to trot through there. See? Yep. And then try to reestablish your walk before you head down the hill. So trot through there, through here, and then try to reestablish your walk for the hill. Well, the only thing that makes it a little suspicious is because of it always being the exact same speed. I mean, he did finally go before, but no, 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 no. No. Yeah, okay. Then just ride like you don't expect him to stop. Ride like you don't expect him to stop. There you go. Yep, yep, yep. Now sit like you expect him to stop. Good. There you go. Yep, yep. Good. That was a nice transition. Yep. Ride him like you're not expecting him to stop. If you're not expecting him to stop. Ride him, ride him, ride him, ride him, ride him, ride him. Yeah. It's just funny how it magically, the sensation magically goes away like in the next 3 feet. It reminds me of horses that become famous for laying down. Like I get results when I act like I have to go to the bathroom. One option, I know you don't like cleaning your stalls, but one option is you can throw them in a stall when you get ready to tack them up. Because generally speaking, for whatever reason, going in a stall on shaving makes them want to pee. A lot of times people will throw their horse in a stall before they put them on a trailer. Good, good. Now sit and ask for the walk. Sit, sit, sit. Good. And now just relax. Good. Ask for it. Good. Sit and walk. Yep. So I would have given him a little less room to control that. So the walk should have started there. I would have maybe only given him to here to have chosen not to before I did something about it. Yeah, I wouldn't have let him get all the way down to there. And I know you're worried about this. But one of the things we don't want him to get in the habit of is disrespecting your request to stop or slow down, because we want to keep him to where we don't put a bit back in his mouth. And he respects it, he's just seeing how much he has to. And walk. And the trick is going to be that your hands were super quiet until you asked for the walk, so he could tell there's a difference. So if the whole jog is kind of a bounce, 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 you become white noise, then when you actually ask for something, he doesn't hear you. Sit and ask for the walk. No, no. And maybe I'll move these poles and you can get a little. Well, if I move in these poles, then you have this area to. I heard that all the way over here, Toby. There you go. Okay, so whatever you did, got the message there. Okay, that's okay. So this time, trot him halfway down the hill. So anytime I feel like I developed a habit that I like or a pattern that I like, then I say, but let me make sure it's still because I said. So then I would just take it 5 more feet and then ask for the walk. So since that trot's coming up faster than you'd like, just kind of zigzag in and out of all these 3 things. Just be like, all right, you want to trot fast, that's fine, but we're going to have you really have to think about your feet. Okay. That's a nice walk. So now your options sometimes can be you change directions because you got what you're looking for, or you change directions because what's happening isn't, needs corrective. Mm-hmm. Right, because they get to the point where they're like, well, I have to think about my feet too much. I might not want to be going as fast as I thought I wanted to go. So it's a good interruption in fire. And then it's a matter of whether or not you want to maintain the jog that you do get. Then you're going to just go relaxed and then encourage it not to stop, but don't push it so hard that it goes faster than you want. So, like, let's say right now you're saying, it's too fast, so I'm going to adjust it this way. Because good. I was thinking about trotting again. Yep, make those turns actually even kind of tight, so that way it'll make him feel like he better slow down to even make that maneuver. There you go. There you go. Yep. He's actually got an itch, but I can't tell where it is, if it's his leg or his face. Yeah, yeah, he gets very internal. Yeah, there you go. Yep, now just leave him alone if you're happy with that. Very. Yeah. Yeah, and your hands are quieter than they were when you first got on. When you first got on, your hands were like almost at your chin. Well, plus you've been riding long enough now today that you're like, all right, my nerves have shaken. So now I'm back to riding my horse.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a you guys came so far, but I think we get kind of in that mindset that, you know, you hear all these people, oh, I have to send my horse out to get restarted every season. So we get in the mindset that our horses are terrible. But they don't have to be.
No.
As long as the language was always clear that they're the same horse that shows up.
He's not. He's really not.
Mm-mm.
He hasn't done anything today that I would say should scare
No, he chose a faster pace, but he didn't understand that that's what he had done. So,
me. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he was totally.
mm-mm. So let's see. We have like 5 more minutes if you want. Okay. So what I would do now is after the trot, and if you can't get the trot you want, if you have to, then that would be cruise control where you're going to get it. When you ask for the walk, this time, see if you can't actually maintain the walk.
Okay.
And then maybe ask for the hoe up there.
All right.
So that way he knows that what he thought was right, but it's on your command there.
Okay. Just so it's really not from memory as much as
Yep.
it is from my.
Yep, I always interrupt their patterns, even if I'm the one that produced them. Good. I like how I saw you consciously keep your hands down. Yep. Yep, good. Yep, keep alive in your body. There you go. There you go. Keep alive in your body. Good. And now ho on your call. Good. Okay. Yep, we'll do that again. So here's where you can use those blocks to figure eight him to the walk you want. Because now he's gotten away with that about 3 times. Once you have the walk, then just ride the walk, because that's what you were actually looking for. Then go ahead and ask for your trot, because you wanted it. Okay. If that's still faster, then go around again. Now just do the barrel unless you get that trot you're looking for. Yep, yep. The tighter you do, the better, the smaller the trot you'll get. Good. Yep. Yep. When you're happy with the speed, then just let them peel back out onto the rail. It'll be tough if you ask for the trot now because it'll be faster than you want. So another option would be to just cut across and kind of keep him in that frame of mind. Good. I like how you kept your hands down. See, when you start horses, you're always afraid they're going to rear up as a reaction to your hands. So trainers usually keep their hands out like this and down. So if you kind of get in that mindset that, you know, maybe you're training him something, there you go. Yeah. If you keep your hands down, it does better for the leverage on the hackamore anyway. Nice. And if it's what you like, you don't even have to correct it in any way. Yep. 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 A little faster. Now walk. Yeah, and then instantly your hands came up and the outside rein was pushing against his neck for some reason. I know because you were trying to get him to go off of there, but he doesn't neck rein, so he wouldn't have understood that anyway, and then it was just too tight reins. Yep. Yep. So how deep was that wire? Do you know how deep he went? Okay. Because I'm thinking if you had the option, do you guys have a rototiller on your tractor? I was going to say if maybe even an option would be to till all of this to loosen it all and then York rake it so that way that doesn't become its only spot. Okay, just ride on your call walk. Sit. Good, good. Ride that walk, ride that walk. Good. And ho. Perfect. So definitely take advantage of running the circles for your cruise control because it works for him. It works for most horses, but you know he's respecting that. He's like, wow, I have to slow down if I want to make that tight turn. So I would keep things, or you know, and I think visually it's better to have the actual blocks so that way you know what you're circling and you know how tight. Um, and then just you know try to pick your cruise controls, set them, and then ask for the next gate whether it's higher or lower, and then just see if you can get him to where he's like, oh, okay, if she asks me to trot and she's cool with this, and always give him the warning. So give him the one rein that's faster than I want you to go, but he's ignoring that now. So it's almost like it's just hands in the air anymore. So you're gonna warn him, and then you're gonna give him like literally like one more stride to have reaction. You can feel a horse half halt. If he doesn't half halt on that warning, then start doing real tight stuff. And when he comes back to what you want, then and lower your hands in a nice, relaxed, wristy kind of way. And then if he picks it up again, you're going to warn him. And then hopefully there's always going to be something to figure eight there where you've warned him. So that way you can immediately come into action as, oh, well, you didn't listen to me, so now we got to do it this way.
And then eventually he'll get back to this.
Yes.
He was. Okay.
Yep, because right now he's ignoring it, and he's also ignoring it as a one rein stop.
Okay.
So we have to get him to take that seriously again. So by telling him, do you remember what this means? Oh, no, you don't. So let me do a lot of this.
I think the one rein stop thing is it's because of this.
Right.
I'm so afraid.
It's an ineffective thing because
Yes.
there's gray that's being caused by this.
Yes. So this we're going to try to take care of today.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay. Well, you can always put them in here. Oh, right. Right.
I always said I'd never let.
Yeah, I mean, he had a little fire and a little. I haven't done this in a while. But no, he wasn't bad. No, my horses gain weight in winter.